Hi Jenny, welcome to 3 Years LLB, LegalEdge 3 Years LLB YouTube channel. Let's just start with the heartiest congratulations. I think so. I do ask all my students this question. I know it kind of gets difficult to summarize, but how does it feel?
Ma'am, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be a part of LegalEdge. And if you tell me to describe my feeling, I would say it's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling. It's an unexpressible feeling for me. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to now study in NLUs. Obviously, for a law aspirant, it's a dream for everyone to study in NLU. So yeah, it's an unexpressible feeling. I'm glad, I'm happy, I'm excited now at the same time. It's a mixed feeling, I would say.
Of course, I understand कि जब preparation कर रहे होते हैं, so you still have like a goal to chase, and when it happens, then it gets difficult to articulate कि how exactly are you feeling. But of course, you're going to CNLU Patna, one of the most prestigious law schools of the country, under great leadership also. So really looking forward to seeing you at CNLU, and I mean just uh, quickly, how did your preparation look like? So with CNLU, I think one of those examinations which clearly writes ki GK would be like pari materia, general awareness, pari materia to UPSC. Then you have English and then logical and NCR. So how did the preparation look like for CNLU?
Ma'am, obviously the question paper is of 120 marks, and it has three subjects, which is English, general awareness, and logical reasoning. So each consists of 40 marks. And I would say for me, the most difficult part was general awareness, because you actually don't know what is going to come. Because it is actually mentioned that this exam is going to be UPSC prelims level.
Yes,
So you
GS1.
don't know actually. UPSC prelims syllabus is very vast. You cannot prepare UPSC prelims syllabus. So obviously it is difficult to do the general awareness wala thing, but English and logical reasoning is something which you can do within 1 to 2 months. For me, difficult part was general awareness only.
Okay. And I think it comes with a lot of regular practice. So this year also, but the Patna paper. So last year there were questions on UPSC style, like one pair, two pairs, and everything. This year, surprisingly, the question type was also different, like the direct questions. And 45% or approximately 45% was current affairs only, and there was a lot of bills, statutes, acts, a lot of polity and governance. Uh, so I
Yes, ma'am.
think.
Even
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am, you're right. Even when I was giving the paper, I was like, how many current affairs they are going to ask in this exam? There were a lot of current affairs, lot of government-based schemes came, and lot of political questions, lot of legal awareness questions, like the Supreme Court, there were questions from legal awareness, and yeah, so you need to study hard for general awareness.
Yes, I think the paper rewarded all those who had put in the effort throughout solving mocks, just generally reading a lot. That way, GK, I would say slightly easier than last year. But again, had you
Yes,
not been
ma'am, I would
practicing,
also.
yes. But if you're not practiced and you've not taken a lot of mocks and did a lot of practice throughout the year, you would have struggled with it. I think,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
yeah, you did great, and I think that kind of reflects with the AIR scores and everything. And let's just start off with like let's add another layer. You've had a very interesting journey. I think when we were discussing, you've prepared for IIT also, and then for any XYZ reason that CLAT could not happen, and now you're going to a national university. So for a lot of students, they don't make it to the destined national, sorry, the national law school that they dream of while preparing for CLAT, and somewhere along the line they give up on their dream. So, but as you did explain that law is something that you always wanted to do. So how just walk us through your journey.
Yes, ma'am, definitely I'm going to start. So, ma'am, first of all, if I had to start my journey, I would start from class 12. In class 12th, I took PCM and I was preparing for engineering.
Always wanted to do.
But
So
I
how
think
come,
I would say
how
that God had some other plans. I developed my interest in law. But by the time I decided that I'm going to do law after 12th, it was already very late. Like CLAD takes place every year in the month of December, and I decided to do law in the month of January. So I could not give CLAD, obviously. Then, if I had to give a CLAD 2024, then I would have to take a drop for 1 year and then appear for CLAD 2024. But for me, taking drop is such a big decision. Like I could not take a drop because मतलब ऐसा सब mind में आता था कि what if I could not clear the exam, then my parents expectations obviously, all the family taunts and all कि drop भी लिया तो नहीं हुआ and all these factors. So I thought कि okay fine CLAT नहीं दिया तो क्या हुआ, I after I will complete my 12th examination I will sit for a CUET UG exam and will try to get into BHU, that is Banaras Hindu University. So I completed my 12th examination in the month of March, and that year CUET UG happened in the month of May. So I barely had 1 to 2 months to prepare for CUET. So yeah, I did study everything which I could, and I sat for CUET. But I would say, unfortunately, I could not get into BHU by few marks. I could not clear the cutoff. Then I don't know if I should say this, but somewhat I went into depression. I would not say, but I isolated myself for 1 to 2 months. That I neither went to engineering nor I went to NLU. What will I do now? What will I study now? Because engineering मैंने किया नहीं. अब law के options सिर्फ दो ही थे. Like NLU भी नहीं दे पाई. Then I kind of isolated myself. But after 1 or 2 months, I decided कि it's never too late. We always heard this quote that it's never too late. You can still like aim for anything. So I decided that okay, if I will take a drop this year, then eventually my degree will be completed in 6 years, right? 5 years of law and 1 year drop. So I decided कि rather than giving 6 years, rather than taking a drop, I would do graduation and then I would do law, and then I will have enough time to prepare for law entrance examinations too. And so I decided that okay, I'm going to do BBA because I never wanted to go in litigation. I've always had this thing in life that I want to work in a multinational company as a legal advisor or maybe in big law firms. So yeah, I did a BBA from Patna itself. And when I completed a second year in my graduation, I came to know about LegalEdge platform, and I got to know so many students who studied from LegalEdge, and now they are in good institutions. Maybe some are in NLU, some are in GLC, ILS, DU, and all other even NLSIU. So I thought that okay, fine, I'm going to take a 1 year batch from LegalEdge only, because I saw some interviews also from YouTube and all. So yeah, I took a batch, and that was the best decision I could ever take. That I took the batch. I studied constantly with my along with my graduation. I studied. The thing I would say that the thing about LegalEdge is that the teachers are really great. The teachers teach the students in the simplest way possible. So that was very helpful to me. That teachers were really cooperative. At the same time, they were very interactive with the students during online classes. And so yeah, and second thing I would say that the printed notebooks of LegalEdge really helped me because I could focus on the screen without worrying about writing and all because I already had the notes with myself. So yeah, I could focus on screen. I was not worrying about writing notes. And third thing, I would say that mocks. Yeah. The thing is, legal has said their mocks a little difficult than the actual question paper level. I must say this. So yeah, it really helped the students to boost their preparation, to boost their knowledge, of course, confidence, knowledge, everything. So yeah, like mocks really helped me a lot throughout the year. So yeah, now here is my journey. I finally.
I understand. I understand. You know, after a point in time, it gets extremely overwhelming because you're not really prepared for. So, of course, all of us throughout the journey, we keep manifesting. I think a lot of classes that I take, I keep telling students that I'm manifesting your dream law schools for you. But it gets extremely overwhelming because once you've achieved it, you are not really sure how to respond. So, I can see somebody in the chat box has written that I'm proud of you, my little girl. I think all of us are like, extremely, extremely proud of you because preparing for any entrance examination is taxing. After a point in time, it starts to take a mental toll, and consistency gets boring. So, as faculty, as mentors, we try and keep it as interactive, engaging, and motivating, and continue to encourage you guys. So, we're extremely, extremely proud of you. And something I think you very interestingly highlighted is the timelines. So, if you're in, say, like in your second year of college, and I'd say that it's never too late. So, never give up on your dreams. In fact, a lot of students that have been discussing, talking to, I took a very interesting interview yesterday. She'll be joining NLSAT at a very at and she's at a very very interesting career trajectory. Did did two of her degrees from London, then USA, and then currently now would be joining NLS. We have like 43, 44-year-old students. So the age spectrum is also really, really wide. So extremely proud of you for not giving up on the dream as well and taking a very objective timeline decision. Would you say like if you're in second year of college and for all attending the session and for all planning to take CNLU or are still like pursuing their graduation, if you're in your second year of college, you can still appear, take CLAT, but then the entire timeline would be say like 2 years of college. And if at all, if you've taken a gap year, so 3 years of college and then 5 years of CLAT, which takes it up to 8 years. Versus if you're second in your second year of college, complete it. So you have a graduation degree also, whatever, BA, BCom, etc. So you can always leverage that foundation. And then a 3 years degree. So the timeline would still come to 6, or if you've taken a gap year, 7 years. So like a year or two of buffer, you can then utilize for practice, working, added as your work ex. So I think great assessment in taking that objective decision also. So I think, Jenny, I'll just come to the last question, like, because I think my next follow-up question was that how was your journey with Ellie? But you've pretty much summed it up, and I think I am extremely happy because I think that's essentially what the agenda is, to be able to contribute in your journey in whichever way possible. Any suggestions and things that students will be preparing for CNLU 2027 should take note of and should be like extremely focused at?
Yes, ma'am. One thing which I will mention that students who are preparing for CNLU exam, they should be constantly in touch with current affairs. Current affairs plays a very important role. You need to cover most of the GK, like static GK as well as current GK. Like you need to study history, geography. You need to get the knowledge and information about each and every subject in GK: history, civics, geography, and most important is constitution. You should know all the articles and yeah, about prime minister, president, chief minister, Supreme Court, high courts, each and everything you
A lot
should
of
know.
polity and governance,
And
basically.
exactly. And second thing, I would say that, of course, everybody says that you should read newspaper. Newspaper is the key to success. So yeah, you should like maintain a habit of reading, because reading again, if somebody is doing law, then reading is the first thing you should develop a habit of. So reading comprehension is most important in English section. So I would say that people should start focusing on reading, because by reading क्या होता है ना कि you get so many new words, right? you get so many new words, so you can learn new words. You can like make a list of at least 5 to 10 words each day, and you can search the meanings of that. So that will help you in English a section, like very much, I would say. That because questions are directly asked, what is the meaning of this, what are the synonyms, antonyms, idiom phrases. So it is very important to get new words, to learn about new words and everything. And for logical reasoning, I would say that practice. You should practice
A lot of
more
practice.
questions, more and more questions. You should like मतलब मैं अपना बताती हूँ तो लीगल एज ने जो टीचर पढ़ाया था, they teach great techniques to solve the questions. So yeah, they give us great techniques, like jo the shortcuts they provide us, that really helped me a lot in solving blood relation questions, puzzles, because these are the questions जो कि आते हैं एग्जाम में. तो अगर आपको ट्रिक्स पता है एंड यू गेट ये सब आपको अगर मालूम है, तो फिर इट इज वेरी इजी टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस विद इन सेकेंड्स. सो या प्रैक्टिस इज द की. और फिर जो भी हम लोग को प्रिंटेड बुक्स मिलते हैं, उसमें बहुत सारे ही प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस होते हैं which you should practice every single day, I would say. Yes, ma'am. So if somebody has to prepare for this exam, I would say that 4 to 5 months is enough for somebody to crack this exams. But that person should be consistent with their studies. It's not like studying for 5 to 6 hours one day and not studying for the rest of the few days.
I think it
It
just
should be
varies
like,
from one individual to another because I think if you're managing college outside, like a year prep is because then a lot of pressure is off your shoulders. And that's how it helps. Like a very objective assessment of where you are and how much time you need. And I think time is a luxury that one should, if at all, can afford, should buy for themselves.
exactly, ma'am. Like, if you're a college student, giving 1 or 2 hours, even 2 hours is enough, but you should be consistent with your studies. That's the key.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jenny. It was extremely fun interacting with you. I think we've had like a lot of conversations. It's always fun and extremely, extremely proud of you. Looking forward to seeing you at CNLU and sending us a lot of pictures. Have enjoy and again, heartiest congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a great privilege to be in NLUs.
Yes. Um,